It's right.
Oh yeah, so far so good.
All right.
Knock on wood.
All right, so this is the beater, and the drive shaft will fit into this hole here. So you'll set a scraper blade on the back one, get it to a point where it won't fall out, and then you can fit the other one on, and they face that hole in there, and it just lays like that.
Okay.
The only wrong way to try to put them in is like that, and they won't
you'll
fit.
You'll be
So,
really trying to force it.
yeah. And then you'll have to maybe sometimes you have to turn a little bit just to get the fit onto the
Like I said, it's been
drive
a
shaft.
long since I did it. And I just want to see it make it work first.
The other beater blade fits right there.
I just put one scraper.
You put one there,
Yeah, you
it
just
holds
start it.
two,
Yeah.
but it's
Otherwise-
kind of difficult to have. I mean, you can
Yeah.
put two on the same time like that
Yeah. So you see,
and hold it, but
you just got one started and then push it in a little bit and then got the other one started and push it in all the way. So.
Okay.
But sometimes some units you got full
all right. So
full blades.
now we got to put this together, this whole assembly together.
Okay.
So I want a clean surface. That one. Just put that there.
This is where the oars go in.
Oh, sorry.
O-rings?
There's one more.
Yeah.
There's another part here. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry about this. On the very end of these, you put these I guess are bushings on, and there's two different kinds. So when you're putting it together, it'll either line up or it won't because they're not labeled.
Yeah.
So this will be the one for that.
So that's important
It's
too.
gonna
With
cover
with
the whole circle.
with the
that
faceplate,
covers
right?
that. Yeah. This will keep it from scraping the inside of this metal against metal. So it's plastic against metal, so it keeps it nice and even. Same here. This side. This one will go right here. Wait. How did that? Nope, right there. This one there, and then this one there. And then pop it in. So that's all that is. And then now you gotta put the door together. Alright. So these are the draw valves. There's two different kinds. This one goes in the middle. It's got this O-ring here separates the two because the middle one is a blend of the left and right. So chocolate and vanilla or whatever, it's going to be a swirl of the two different flavors left and right. And with that, you just need a tiny, well, less than a pea-sized drop, and then just give it a thin coat around there. And this notch faces outwards, so like that.
Okay.
Same thing with these. Doesn't matter which one goes left and right, these two are both the same. And then once you have those popped in, you can put, once these are popped in, spin that one in. There. Then you put the primer plugs. These are primer plugs, so you use them to prime the barrel whenever it's empty and you put it back together.
Those I don't
Go to
lubricate?
Fill it up. Huh?
Those I don't lubricate?
Yeah, you do. I just have enough
Okay.
on my left on my fingers to grease them. So those are primer plugs to prime each of the barrels.
Here you go.
And then handles.
Oh, geez.
The rod. Okay?
Okay.
We'll do these. We'll do these next. These are bushings that slide onto the baffles. These are baffles. Bushings slide over the baffles, and they keep the inside of the beater from
Aligned.
wearing down this, and it keeps it aligned and centered. And then the handles. Handles are going to go on with the screw facing down. So we got 1, 2, and 3. Where's that middle rod? Okay.
That's the nut. Yeah.
Okay. So with this, I'm going to start that rod there, and then that'll fit inside the notch, and that rod will go through this hole here. That, and then we'll move to the next one. That, and then the last one. Like that. So there's your three draw handles, and then put that on the end of the rod so it doesn't fall out. Alright, and the last part of this is the caps that gives it the star shape whenever it comes out. And they just snap on. Alright, so now that all that's together, these seals right here, they don't need to be lubricated because they don't move. So anything that's going to be, any of the rubber that's going to be moving or sliding is what needs to be lubricated. So these do not need to be lubricated. Slide that on, just like that. Those are pushed down all the way so they fit under that. And then you have 2 long thumb screws and 2 short ones. The long ones go on top and the short ones go on the bottom. So when you screw them on, you want to get to where it's just barely touching, where the base of that's just barely touching the door. And then to tighten them down, you want to do it in a cross pattern so it tightens down evenly. So you just a couple turns there, couple turns there, and it just needs to be like finger tight. You don't want to over tighten them. And that is the last 2 pieces. These were out. I don't know if you caught that, but these spinners mix they keep the mix moving around, and the hoppers keeps them moving around so that way they it keeps it cold more efficiently, because this stuff up top needs to stay below 40 degrees. And so at this point you'll leave these out and put mix in, but since you don't have mix, or since we're not using mix, we can use water to simulate it, because the priming process is kind of important. This part's kind of important, so I'm gonna get a bucket of water. We'll go over that. Let me put this back on.
You didn't have no power to it. Is it not plugged in?
Oh, it doesn't have any power to it?
Well, I thought I hit that switch and it didn't come on. What was that? You was your phone?
No, that was somebody's phone.
Oh.
I guess it's not plugged in. Or the breaker's on the run. Let's do it.